Finally, on behalf of the good people of Sokoto State, I wish to convey our heartfelt gratitude to the leadership and entire team of the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing and Environment for accepting to use Toronkawa as a pilot.
It is my honor and privilege this afternoon here in Toronkawa village of Yabulo areas of the state, commission this modern approach to energy drive of this administration, which is a model just started from this part of the country and it should be extended to other parts of the country under the leadership of our dear President General Muhammadu Buhari. May Allah bless him, bless our country, may Allah bless this project, may Allah bless all those who are involved in making this project a reality. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
To commemorate the official commission of the 60 kilowatt solar photovoltaic grid-connected mini-grid project in Toronkawa Community, Sokoto State, funded by the Sovereign Green Fund by Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development on Tuesday, 12 February 2019. Allah Albarka. Please. Your position is not good.
This innovation is really timely, and it's quite a line with the present determination to ensure quality service to entire community in Nigeria, regardless of their location in the country. Over the years, we have been serving the city people. Now we are taking it one step further to ensure that all our communities are also carried along in enjoying the services that is provided by the government. And you know, Muhammadu Buhari, it's for the masses. And this cut, what you can do for the masses, let them also benefit from what you people in the city are enjoying. I commend the government for this, and I wish that other communities will also benefit from this project.
I am very glad to witness this occasion, which is one of the ones that we have been advocating and promoting large number of such projects to be executed and installed all over the Federation. This is because small as it is, 60 kilowatts, but if you now look at what it is going to do for Toronkawa community, it's going to power 350 households. This is going to change the entire community, and this is one of the ways through which the electricity gap between supply and demand can be bridged. I say this because this project, even though it is grid connected, there is the possibility of executing such projects on off-grid basis, so that the problems of difficulties of transmission can be offset. And again, my happiness with the project is because the source of funding is not the regular sources. It is coming from the green bond provision of the Federal Ministry of Environment. And this is really something that should be promoted all over the Federation.
This project was chosen to be one of the prominent solar photovoltaic projects. That's why they choose it. All the consultancy services and the engineering services has been done carefully, because the people, the Protogy Global and the AY Global are renowned renewable energy expert in this kind of field, and that is why we are choosing to do this project. I think the project can speak itself, because you can see the quality of the solar photovoltaics with the battery storage that can last for more than 25 years was being installed in this system, and we believe this is one of the best mini-grid project connected in this under the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing.
Beyond being in business, we have things we watch over, and that is the quality. We don't compromise quality in news engineering. We have a name to protect. So I can bet you with every last of blood in my life that this is a high quality project that can withstand this test of time. We don't compromise just to make profit, because not that we don't like money, but we have a name to protect. We've been known over years to delivering high quality projects. This is not the first time we've been in Sokoto. Sokoto, I did say that we electrified 145 communities in Sokoto. That's cuts across 22 local governments in Sokoto. And we had done statewide projects in major states in Nigeria. So the quality of our work speaks for us, and we are proud to say that anywhere, any day, news stands for quality.
We did a kind of assessment of the people in the community, and so we are able to surmount the foreseen challenge that we will have encountered. One of those challenges is that for the people in the community using more than what they're supposed to use. What we did is that we metered the whole environment. Apart from metering them, we provide what we call a current limiting device. We put the current limiting device in each of the houses, and we rated them from 1 amp to 10 amp, depending on the power usage of each particular houses. And I can tell you conveniently that because of that, we have a lot of capacity that is even still available within the system that can be used for commercial purposes.
Ownership and imperative to guard the project against vandalism, identified as crucial to its lifespan and sustainability.
The community has just been briefed that they have to look after the project and to secure it so that nobody will come and vandalize or steal it. And the additional one is what we've already started talking to the contractors and the community as well, that it is good to look after the panels by wiping away the dust, especially in this time of the years. After 3-4 days, you see Hamatan dust will settle on the panels. The local people should be taught how to clean it, wipe it away, so that the transmissivity of sunlight to the panels will not be disrupted.
Toronka community I think they are lucky to have this project to be chosen to be done in their location, because there are so many communities that are having lack of access to electricity, but they were chosen to be the location where this project will be sited. So what we are saying is that we urge them to take care of the project, to be an ownership, to take an ownership of the project. And it is the private partnership, because the Federal Ministry of Power and Works and Housing in due time they are concessioning this project. So whoever going to manage this project, I think the community should give in maximum cooperation to see that the project has lasted the 25 years we are talking about.
What are the patronage the government has given your company?
Actually, the Federal Ministry of Works and Power Housing has given a good patronage to all the companies that work here, because the project was being slated for 2 to 3 months, and all the due payment has been made 100%.
I'm deeply excited that our company, being News Engineering, is the company that has executed this landmark project. You know, we have been in business for 35 years now, and our motto is we set the pace for others to follow. So I'm glad that we are setting this pace, and we are inviting other companies to follow us behind. This is a Federal Ministry of Power project. And you know, the award starts with the advertisement, and we followed due process. We bidded and we won the project on merit. And we were given 3 months to deliver this project. This is exactly the 3rd month, and we delivered on time, and everybody's excited about it. My advice to people of Torankawa is simple. We have brought good news to them. They need to guard it, they need to protect it, they need to make sure that it's not vandalized, because vandalization is very common in Nigeria. People vandalizing projects don't know the value of what they are vandalizing, so they have to do everything, put every structure in place to ensure that this facility is protected.
ina godiya ga jama'ar ƙasar Turanka da sun ka bani haɗin kai an kai wanga aiki lahiya lau kuma duk abin da an kai da sani na an kai shi kuma tare da ni an ka haɗa an kai shi. Allah ya saka da alheri.
Of Sokoto State and its leadership, the great solar power project is life-changing after years of living in darkness.
Imagine a station where you access information. Think of a station that creates awareness for national development. Imagine a station that prepares you for a bright and greater future. A station for all ages, documentaries, classroom and television, events coverage, children's programs and variety shows. Always stay tuned to NTA Knowledge on the StarTimes platform, channel 359. For partnership, sponsorship and advert placements, contact us on NTA Knowledge. NTA Knowledge, learning to broaden horizon.
For anyone who values financial security and ultimately desires financial freedom, creating at least one additional stream is no longer a luxury. It has become a necessity. Diversifying your income stream is crucial to protect yourself and your family against the unavoidable ups and downs of economic and industry cycles. Because of the financial risk that come from relying on one source of income, such as a job or a business, consider creating at least one or more additional streams to generate cash flow. The benefits of having multiple streams of income include peace of mind because you know there will always be money to spend. Also, you will earn much more than you currently earn from your day's job. Therefore, you will live bigger and better. Your additional income streams can be active, passive, or a combination of the two. Some may pay you for doing something that you love, active, while others can provide income for you without having to do much of anything at all, passive. Here are multiple streams of income opportunities: selling information in hard book format, selling information in the form of downloadable ebooks, making money from referral opportunities, training classes, consulting opportunities, dealership opportunities, design opportunities, manufacturing opportunities, investment opportunities. The list is definitely not exhaustible. To create wealth, you must make investment that will create dependable streams of income flows, independent of your main source of income. The time to act is now. Begin implementing this practice, and before you know it, within months, you can be enjoying the benefits and the financial security and freedom that comes from having multiple streams of income.
You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
This is the network service of the NTA.
We now bring you a special broadcast by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. President, sir.
Fellow citizens, on Saturday, February 16, 2019, you will once again be called upon to choose the leaders who will pilot the affairs of our great nation for the next 4 years. This is a constitutional right which should be freely exercised by all eligible voters. I wish therefore to start by assuring all Nigerians that this government will do its very best to ensure that the 2019 elections take place in a secure and peaceful atmosphere. It was indeed such free, fair, and peaceful elections that made it possible for our government to emerge, despite the fact that we are contesting against a long-standing incumbent party. And as your president, and a fellow Nigerian, I ask that you come out and queue to fulfill this important obligation you have to yourselves and your fellow citizens and to our common future. Let me at this point reaffirm the commitment of the federal government to the conduct of free and fair elections in a safe and peaceful atmosphere. Just yesterday, I signed the peace accord alongside 72 other presidential candidates. I want to assure all Nigerians, the diplomatic community, and all foreign election observers of their safety and full protection. Any comments or threats of intimidation from any source does not represent the position of the federal government of Nigeria. As government has a critical role in maintaining the democratic traditions, so do citizens. I therefore urge you all, as good Nigerians, to take a personal interest in promoting and maintaining peace in your respective neighborhoods during the elections. This is certainly not a time to allow personal, religious, sectional, or party interests to drive us to desperation. At this point, I want to make a official appeal to our youth. Do not allow yourselves to be used to cause violence and destruction. The people who want to incite you are those preparing the ground for discrediting the elections. Having lost the argument, they fear losing the elections. When you elected me in 2015, it was essentially in consequence of my promise of change. We committed ourselves to improving security across the country, putting the economy on a sound footing and tackling rampant corruption, which had in many ways become a serious drawback to national development. Our government spent the last 3 years and 9 months striving faithfully to keep this promise, in spite of very serious revenue shortages caused mainly by a sharp drop in the international oil prices and an unexpected rise in the vandalization of oil installations, which mercifully have now been curtailed. We nevertheless pressed on in our quest to diversify the economy, create jobs, reduce commodity prices, and generally improve the standard of living among our people. The damage that insecurity and corruption have done over time to our collective livelihood is incalculable. However, it is pleasing to note that our frontal attack on these twin evils is gaining momentum and bringing about visible progress. The recovery of the economy from recession is complete, and Nigeria is back on the path of steady growth. The key to creating more jobs lies in accelerating this momentum of economic growth. Happily, we have succeeded in making the fundamental changes necessary for this acceleration, and we are now beginning to see the efforts bearing fruit. Our ease of doing business policies and programs are already impacting medium, small, and micro industries, as well as manufacturing, mining, and agriculture, among other key sectors. Our commitment to critical infrastructure, that is roads, rails, bridges, airports, and seaports, will create more jobs, improving the efficiency and competitiveness of our industries. Many of these projects are at different stages of completion, and those who use them regularly will attest to the fact that even while construction is ongoing, they are beginning to see reduced travel times. This will ultimately translate to reduced costs and greater convenience, making transportation and business in particular much easier. The economic recovery that we promise is well underway, as demonstrated by the recently released statistics. In 2018, the economy grew by 1.93%, with the fourth quarter growth being 2.38%, up from 1.81% in the third quarter. Remarkably, the strong economic performance was driven by the non-oil sector, which grew at 2% as at full year. Indeed, non-oil growth rose to 2.7% in the fourth quarter of 2018, up from 2.32% in the third quarter. These results further underscore our commitment to diversifying the economy away from fast dependence on oil. Other indicators confirm the economy's steady recovery. Our monthly food import bill has declined from $664 million United States dollars in January 2015 to $160 million United States dollars as at October 2018. Inflation fell from 18.72% in January 2017 to 11.44% in December 2018. Our external reserves have risen from 23 billion United States dollars in October 2016 to 43.12 billion United States dollars at the 7th February 2019. Now that recession is well behind us, our next task is to redouble our efforts, accelerate the growth, and use it to create even more jobs for our people. The Executive Order number 5 and number 7, issued by me, and the recently approved National Infrastructure Maintenance Policy demonstrate our commitment to accelerate job creation and infrastructure development. We believe that governments cannot simply proclaim jobs into existence. Job creation will only expand as a result of economic policies that enable the private sector to flourish, and this is the approach our administration has taken. The Executive Order number 5, which promotes Nigerian content in contracts as well as science, engineering, and technology, will preserve and prioritize job creation for our citizens. Executive Order number 7 on the road infrastructure development and refurbishment investment tax credit scheme seeks to mobilize private capital and capacity for infrastructure development. It responds to the demands of manufacturers and industrial complexes who wish to construct excess roads without waiting for government, so long as they are allowed to recover the cost from taxes they would have paid to government. We expect that this approach will boost industrial expansion and rural development, consequently creating more jobs for our people. Similarly, our recently issued maintenance policy targets artisans, carpenters, welders, tailors, painters, bricklayers, electricians, plumbers, landscapers, and many more ordinary Nigerians at the base of our economic pyramid who will get regular and large-scale opportunities to improve themselves. It is an economic solution that also brings the relevant artisans and professionals into long-term sustainable employment to maintain our schools, courtrooms, hospitals, police stations, federal secretariats, and other public buildings. Human capital development has also been a key priority for this administration, which has increased investments in health and education. Innovative measures have been introduced to complement the traditional budgetary allocation to the relevant ministries. For instance, Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority has invested $21 million United States dollars in 3 health care projects as a public-private partnership with 3 federal medical institutions. These include 2 modern medical diagnostic centers located at Amin Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano, and Federal Medical Center, Umuahia, as well as 1 outpatient center treatment center in Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Lagos, which I commissioned on the 9th February 2019. Of course, our radical commitment to developing critical infrastructure is the foundation upon which we will deliver an all-embracing national prosperity and a shared commonwealth. There is no country that aspires to greatness without spending massively on its critical infrastructure, rather than the discredited policy of stomach infrastructure, which could only benefit a few for a little while. We are focused on real infrastructural development for the growth of our economy and the long-term benefit of all Nigerians. When we voted for our message of change, you invited us to assume office and depart from that bad and most regrettable choice. We have responded by making a choice for real infrastructure of roads in every state, housing in 34 states, power stations across Nigeria, rail from Lagos to Kano. The choice that now confronts us is whether we want to continue with real infrastructure development, which is the road to prosperity and jobs, or return to the era of stomach infrastructure. Agricultural self-reliance and food security is also a choice we made in fulfillment of your mandate for change. Our presidential fertilizer initiative has resulted in savings of 150 million United States dollars in foreign exchange due to local sourcing of inputs at 16 blending plants. It has also conserved 60 billion naira in subsidies, as well as support tens of thousands of farmers and agro dealers nationwide. Our Anchor Borrowers program has substantially raised local rice yields from as low as 2 metric tons per hectare to as high as 8 metric tons per hectare. Through this program, the Central Bank of Nigeria has cumulatively lent over 120 billion naira to 720,000 smallholder farmers cultivating 12 commodities across the 36 states and Abuja. Targeted crops and livestock have included cattle, poultry, fish, cassava, soybeans, groundnut, ginger, sorghum, rice, wheat, cotton, and maize. As a result, we have seen a remarkable rise in the production of key agricultural commodities. I am pleased to note that in major departmental stores and local markets, there has been a surge in the supply of high-quality Nigerian agricultural produce. Behind each of these products are thousands of industrious Nigerians working in factories and farms across the nation. Our interventions have led to improved wealth and job creation for these Nigerians, particularly in our rural communities. Again, these outcomes have been a major departure from the previous focus on consuming imported food items, which literally exported our children's jobs to food exporting nations, whilst depleting our precious foreign exchange reserves. This, of course, caused a closure of our factories while keeping open other people's factories. The choice made by this administration to assist farmers directly and promote agriculture in every way possible has gone a long way to enhance our food security while enabling us to tackle poverty by feeding over 9 million children daily under our homegrown school feeding program. It also puts us clearly on the road to becoming a food secure and agriculture exporting nation. Next to agriculture, we are focusing on manufacturing sector. The Purchasing Managers Index, which is the measure of manufacturing activities in an economy, has risen for 22 consecutive months as at January this year, indicating continuous growth and expansion in our manufacturing sector. I will conclude by going back to where I started, that our choices have had consequences about employment and cost of living. In making your choice this time, please ask yourself whether and in what ways others will do anything different to address the issues of agriculture, infrastructure, security, good governance, and fighting corruption. If they are only hoping to do what we are already doing successfully, we are clearly your preferred choice. Think carefully and choose wisely. This time, it is a choice about consolidating on growth for jobs and prosperity. February 16th is about a choice, but it is more than a choice between APC and the opposition. It is a choice about you. It is a choice between going back or keeping the momentum of change. The road to greater prosperity for Nigeria may be long, but what you can be assured of is a leadership that is not prepared to sacrifice the future well-being of Nigerians for our own personal and material needs. You can be assured of my commitment to remain focused on working to improve the lives of all Nigerians. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Camera, action.
No, sir. John, what about our come and clear this table, please? I think everybody has finished it.
Why you not sleep with or two? Why you not sleep? Not the load that those people help me carry. Put for a motor.
Yes, my idea, she said, but you know the load is so heavy, so I have to be taking it easy so that you don't get.
Allow over the right. Oh, no wonders. Now because of 1,000 naira, you want to kill yourself. It's not like that. Now the same for sure what?
Ajibala, is this really you? As in, what is going on? Kilo Shelebon. Hey, Ajibala. Yeah, but you know.
Madam said, any soup.
Did you answer any of my questions that I've been asking you since? Well, let me tell you. I didn't know. Maybe I'm a I didn't know that you can ever come out like this. Because right now,